Hello developers and welcome to my channel. So if you are a beginner in BigQuery, if you doesn't know anything about BigQuery, you are learning GCP for the very first time, then this video is for you. In this video, what I'll do, I'll explain you everything about BigQuery. If you are a beginner, I can guarantee you that you will become a pro at the end of this video. So please watch this video till the end. Okay. So without wasting of further ado, let's get started. So this is my BigQuery console. If you don't know how you can come here, then what you can do, just type console.cloud.google.com and hit enter. Once you hit enter, if you already have selected the project, it will show you in the URL as well. Welcome project equals to interns 2020. So my project ID is interns 2020. Maybe you will see any other project ID on which you are working on. You can always select any other project. You can change the project from here by clicking on this drop down menu. Now let's open BigQuery. So there are tons of methods by which you can open BigQuery. You can click on this search bar. You can type BigQuery. From here you can land into that BigQuery page, or else you can click on this hamburger menu. You can click on product solution, followed by this all product. Here also you can find BigQuery. If you have already pinned out BigQuery, then here you will see BigQuery. So there are a lot of ways by which you can open any of the services in GCP. So already I have pinned it out BigQuery, so I choose that option. So this is our BigQuery console. Okay, so this is interns 2020 is my project ID. This is my project ID. If I drill down here, you will see a dataset, and inside dataset we will create table. If you come from SQL background, and I'm assuming that you are aware of SQL, you know how to create a table, you know to write SQL queries, right? If it doesn't know how to write SQL queries, how to create, delete, drop, truncate table, database and all, then you can check out this playlist on my YouTube channel. You can come to my channel, followed by this playlist tab. Here in this tab, you will find out my SQL tutorial for beginners. So here you can learn everything about the SQL, and I'm assuming you know about the SQL. And in BigQuery, you just want, since you are a beginner, you just want how we can create tables here, and other tips and tricks you want to know in BigQuery. Okay, so this is our project ID. Inside project ID, we will create a new dataset. So just click on this three dot icon, followed by this create dataset. Give a dataset ID. I'll name my channel name TechnicView, or else what I can do, I'll just give a short name TVV. Okay, you can select a region. You if you want to select a single region like US Central, West one, East one, whatever, or else you can go with the multi region as well. I'll go with the multi region. It totally depends on you. Now this multi-region country, I'll go with the default US, and you can enable this option if you want your table should be deleted automatically. Let's say if you want to delete your table which you are going to create either after 1 day or 2 days, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, you want to delete this automatically, then you can check this option checkbox. I don't want to delete my table should be automatically deleted. I want to delete manually. That is why I will not check this. Okay. Now simply click on this create dataset button. No need to click on this advanced option. Okay, simply click on this create dataset. It will create a dataset for you. Go to dataset. If you click on that button, then it will come here. This is you can see the dataset ID. Interns 2020 is my project ID, and TVV is the dataset ID. You can see when it got created. Today is 14th May 2023, and 3:14 p.m. This is IST, and table expansion never I, because I didn't select that one. Data location is US, because this I selected US as, that is why it is showing as case sensitive. Is it case sensitive? No, sorry, sorry guys. Okay, now we created a data set. We will create tables now, so tables will be created inside the data set. So if I drill down now, you will not see any of the tables or views, because we have not created any of the tables. Now we will create tables. So there are tons of methods how we can create tables. So first method I'll show you by writing queries. Okay, so I'm assuming you know how to create a table if you come from the SQL background. So we can write create table, and the name of the table I'll name it as let's say employee table. We will create table, name of the table, then specify your field name along with data types. So field name, let's say employee ID. I want to give employee ID, and its data type would be int 64, and another field let's say employee name, and it will be in string. Okay, so one thing, if you have observed, if you came from the some database, let's say MySQL or Oracle, there we were doing what, let's say we have employee ID, so we were mentioning integer as data type. If we have a name, then we were mentioning character data type, and we were also specifying the size as well, like this we were mentioning. But in BigQuery you can't mention it like this. You can always go with the documentation. You can check out the documentation, Google documentation. Just search your data types in Google BigQuery, then you will see the documentation provided by Google. I'll recommend always go with the documentation. Here you can see what are the data types that are supported in Google BigQuery. So here you can see int 64, float 64. Similarly, we have string. We don't have char. So don't worry. I'll paste this URL in the description as well. You can check from there as well, or else you can check in the Google as well. So this is how we can comment in BigQuery. I pressed command and forward slash. If you are in Windows, then you can press control forward slash. Okay. So I'll remove this. I don't need this one. Okay. So just put a semicolon at the end. This is optional if you have only one query. If you have multiple query, then always put a semicolon at the end. Now come to this table name. This table name we can't keep like this. We will enclose this inside backtick. Backtick, in there is one escape button right at the top of your MacBook or whatever Windows. So below the escape button there is one button, tilde sign, and one for your backtick. So inside backtick you can mention your ID. First, your project ID will be there. Inside project ID, data set ID you can mention, and inside a table name you can mention. So my project ID is interns 2020. So I'll mention interns 2020. I'll put a dot. Inside dot, I'll mention my dataset ID, and after that, I'll mention my table name. So now if you see here, this is in green color, which means this syntax is correct. Okay, now you can execute this. Either you can select it. If you have only one query, then no need to select it directly. You can either click on this run button or press command enter. So I press command enter, so it will create an empty table for you. Remember guys, we have not inserted anything. We just created an empty table here. You can see the result as well. Okay, you can do select a star, but since we don't have anything, and you can always insert some data inside into it by simply writing insert into table name and your data. I'll not cover this one because I'm assuming you're already aware of. If you don't know, then you can always check out this playlist, or else you can search on the Google as well. The motto of this video is only to demonstrate about the BigQuery. What is unique in BigQuery? That things I'll cover in this tutorial. Rest all of those things I'm assuming you are aware of these things, right? One sec, guys. Yeah. So we created a table by using first method. Now I'll show you other different methods how we can create a table. See, this table got created. So once I click on this created table, you will see a lot of other things as well. Let me cover those things first, then we'll move on to second method of creating tables. So see, if you click on this schema tab, you will see the schema. What are the field names we are having? You can check it out over here. What are its type, mode, and all. So details, if you come to details, you will see the table ID. This is our project ID, this is a dataset ID, and this is the table ID. When it got created at May 14th. This time IST time, this is the IST time, and location, case necessary or not. Preview time, you can check if you have records. Since we don't have any records, so that is why it is showing as there is no data to display. You can check preview as well here from you. Okay, so now what you can say, see the lineage as well. I'll explain this later. So what I can do, I'll create a new table by using GUI method, graphical user interface. Click on the your dataset, three dotted. Okay, followed by create table. We have here a lot of options. I'll cover everything, don't worry. First I'll go with the empty table. This you can specify. I'll keep as it is because I want to save my table inside this project, inside the dataset. I'll name it as let's say customer. Okay, okay, anything you can mention. Now this will be native, this is by default, this will come by default, so no need to worry about it. Simply click on this add fields, which means we will mention our field name. So one is ID, either you can put it as a string or integer. It depends on you. Okay, let's say it is in a string, and field name, let's say simply I'll mention name. Okay, it is in a string, nullable or required. If you want this to be required, which means it can't be null, then you can choose out this option. I'll go with the default one, null label. Now partitioning means, suppose if you are having big data, for example you have billions of records. Let's say you are having data for 2020 data, 2021 data, 2022 data, year wise data you are having, let's say. So I have big data, billions of records. So what you can do, you can partition your data. Partition means it will create a segments inside your main table. Virtually it will create a segment for your uh, data. Let's say it will create, you want to partition by year wise. So one year it will segment by 2020. It will be having only 2020 data. Another table will be having 2021 data. Another table will be having 2022 data. So inside your one table it will create virtually three tables year wise. So what it will do, it will improve your performance of the query. That is why we are doing the partitioning. Okay, so when you write select star from table name, where year equals to 2020, let's say, so it will search for the whole year, then it will fetch out the result. But if we do the partitioning, it will search for only that particular year. That is why we do the partitioning, to improve the performance of the query. Clustering is for ordering, so we don't want either partitioning or clustering because we have only a small data. Currently we don't have any data, by the way. We will insert only one or two records, so we don't need any partitioning or clustering. Simply I'll click on this create table, so it will create a new table for us. So see, this is the schema, and if you go to preview, you will not see any other data because we have not inserted anything. So this was method number 2. Now let's see method number 3. Again I'll click on that create button. Now this time also I'll select empty table. This will remain same only. Suppose I have a JSON file. Here I am having one JSON file. If you don't have, you can download it from anywhere. Okay, so this is the JSON file. I'm having one JSON file. That is why I selected empty table, and I'll give a table name as cars. So my table name will be cars, and this native table type will be native table only. This will come by default, so don't worry. This time select schema. Just this is toggle button. Just click on this and paste your JSON file. If you are having JSON file, then only go with this option schema. Then click on table. Here also, if you scroll down, you can do the partitioning clustering as well, but I don't need because I have only less number of records. By the way, this will create a empty table. This will not be having any of the records. See, table got created. If you click on that go to button, table button, then you will land into the newly created table. See, this is the schema. Okay, and you can see always see the details as well. See, number of records equals to 0 because we have created a empty table. We don't have any data, that is why it is so. Yes, there is no data. You can insert it out, right? You know how to insert into table name and all. Now let's move on to next method of creating a table. This time what we can do, we will select upload option. So for example, you have any data, either CSV or XLS or JSON, any data you are having in your local machine, then you can choose this option upload. Okay, now it is asking for you to select a file, then click on this browse button, and see, I'm having some of the CSV file, and what I'll do, I'll select this dataset. Let's say any dataset you can select. So I'll select salary dataset and I'll click on this open. This salary dataset is having some data as well. This will not create an empty table. It will create table as well as insert the record as whatever records I'm having inside this dataset.csv. It will auto created. File format is CSV. It auto detected. If it doesn't, then you can always change it from here. Destination would be in terms 2020 dataset would be TVV only, and I'll give a table name. I'll give salary only. Sorry, salary. So my table name would be salary, and this time what I'll do, schema. This is a schema, right? I'll auto detect the schema. So BigQuery will auto detect the schema. Schema means that ID, name, those column names, those are known as schema. So it will auto detect. Please kindly check this option. If you don't check out this, then you will get errors. So check out this option. It will BigQuery will auto detect the schema, and no need to do partition clustering as well. Simply just click on this create table, so it will create a new table for you, and table name would be salary table. So it is getting created. It depends on your number of records. We are having more number of records, then it will take some time. So this is the schema details, you can check it out. And here in preview, see details, I'll show you one thing. Earlier we were seeing a number of records as 000. This time we see the number of records as 30 because we had this data in our CSV file. Okay, if you want I can show you that CSV file as well. Okay, let me go to documents, and inside CSV file I select the salary dataset. So let's open it. See, we have total 31. It started from 1, so which means 30 number of records we are having in our CSV file. So that is showing as number of rows as 30, and its size as well it is showing. Now if you go to preview, you can see the data here. Okay, now move on to next next method. Before moving on to next method, what I can do, I'll go open one another data set. Okay, in this data set I'm having one table, product table. I'll show you. Just click on this button, click on this open in, followed by this new tab. It will open a product table. uh, let's check it out whether we have any data or not inside this product table. I'll do select star limit 1000. Okay, I'm checking whether I'm having data or not. Yes, I'm having data, and I think I'm having only 27 number of records. Total, I'm having 27 number of records. So what I'll do, I'll save this my result in Google Drive. Currently, I don't have anything in my Google Drive. So let's say if you are having something, some data, either is a CSV or whatever data you are having in your Google Drive, then from there also we can create a new table in our BigQuery. So that is why I'm exporting this into Google Drive. Currently, I don't have any Google Drive data. Okay, so export job is started. It is started. It might take a while. It totally depends on the number of records. If you're having much number of records, then it will take much time. And if you have a small number of records, then obviously it will not take much time. Okay, so ideally this would not take this much of time because we are only having 27 number of records, but still it is taking time. Yeah, but we can wait. Meanwhile, I can explain you these things. This is save result. So whatever you fetched your data, select star, group by you did, you also used window function, anything you use, you will get a results, right? So that result you can save either in Google Drive or in local file, uh, as a CSV or as a JSON also you can save it. Okay, I'll explain everything. This, don't worry. I don't know why it is taking much time. Again, I think I'll follow the same step. Okay, or else what I can do, I'll limit this one as 10. Okay, then I'll execute this one. It will only show me. Okay, this got exported. Now go to drive. So this is my Google Drive. One CSV file got saved in my Google Drive. You can see the number of records 27, 28 because it started from 1. You can always open in Google Sheet as well. I like Google Sheet, that is why I opened here. Okay, now this file is in my Google Drive. So now again I go back to my data set. Now click on this three dotted icon followed by create tables. Okay, now this time we will select drive. So if you have something in drive, then you can select Google Drive option. It is asking for URI. So this is the URI. This is not URL, this is URI. And here I'll paste my URI, whatever I copied from there. In file format, I'll change it as CSV. Destination will be same, only I'll change the table name. And this table is for products. Okay, so I'll mention product category. Let's say category. This is my table name, and it will auto detect the schema. And let's click on create table. So it will create a table for you, product category. And see, you can see the schema. Okay, and you are not able to see that tab, preview tab. Okay, but you can check it out by clicking on this. Click on new tab, select star, and you can execute this one. You will be able to see the data, whatever data that is having. You can always check it out here. Total number of records was 27. Okay, now we will close all these tab. Now again I'll show you how we can create table using other methods as well. Okay, so there are 7 to 8 methods by which you can create a table in Google BigQuery. So already 5 methods I have explained you. Now if you are having your data in Google Cloud Storage, so Google Cloud Storage, GCP provides a storage option where you can store your structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data as well. So if you are having some data in your Google Cloud Storage, then you can select this option, and then you need to provide URI as we did for Google Drive, and then you can change the format as well. Since I don't have access for GCS bucket, that is why I can't show you, but this is the process how you can create a table. Then you can mention your table name and click on create table. It will create a table for you. Okay, next method, if you are having some data in big table, then you can select the big table. If you are a AWS developer or you are Azure developer, then you can select these. If data is in Amazon S3, then you can select this one. If data is in Microsoft Azure, then you can select this option. Since I'm not using either AWS or Microsoft Azure, I'm only using Google GCP, so that is why I can't show you. But this is the process how you can create a table. Okay, so this was all about creating table in BigQuery. Now let's move on to another topic. Okay, so you saw how we can create a table in BigQuery by different methods using, I guess I have explained you 7 to 8 methods how we can create a table in BigQuery. Okay, so now you are having table. I'm assuming you know how to insert data into table. Just simply you can write insert into table name and you can give the values. So that way you can insert it, and if you do select a star from table name, then you can fetch the number of records. Okay, so let's say this is my table, right? Product category. I'll show you. Go to query, go to in new tab, open in new tab. Now just put star, select star, limit. I don't want to give any limit because I'm having a less number of records. So this will fetch all the number of records that I'm having inside this table, 27. But remember, if you are having large data, let's say 10,000 million billion, then always give specify limit and offset. Also you can specify limit and offset both, and even you can specify where clause as well. Don't put simply select a star from table name. It will impact the performance of your data. Now see, this is my table which consists of product category. Here in product category, I'm having phone, laptop, watches, earphone, headphone, and brand Apple, Microsoft. Product name, what is the watch, laptop name, mobile phone name, and price. This is in dollar. Okay. So let's say I fetch this data, and already I'm having this data, right? Now let's say I want to fetch for only Apple data. So what I can do, I'll write where brand is equals to Apple, right? It will only fetch Apple data. So if you have only one query, then it is optional. You can mention or not that semicolon and select, press command enter. It will fetch only Apple data. As I remember, I am only having 9 number of records in Apple. See, there are only 9 number of records. It fetched only Apple data. It consists of only Apple data. Now if you want to save this result, then you can save it, right? See, this is save results. If you just click here, and you can save either in Google Drive, either in local file, either as a JSON or a JSON-L, BigQuery table, Google Sheet, and copy to clipboard. First I'll show you copy to clipboard. So I clicked on copy to clipboard, then I'll open notes, or else I'll open Google Doc. So I'll go here, and I'll click on this icon followed by this Google Doc. So we have copied that one. Okay, now what I'll do, okay, let first open a blank document. Here I copied there, right? Copy as clipboard, then you paste it over here. So see, it got pasted. If you want to make any notes, then this option is for you. You can select this option, copy to clipboard. Next thing, you can select, you can save this result in Google Drive. Already I showed you, right? But one more time, let me show you how you can save. Just click on that CSV followed by Google Drive. It will say take some time. See, your job got started, and see, it got saved. So this got saved in your Google Drive, okay, as a CSV file. You can see, you can do the preview here, and also you can open it in Google Sheet. So in this way you can save your result. And next thing, you can save this result in your local system as well. So simply click on this option, CSV file in your local. It will download a file for you. as .csv file. See, this file got downloaded. You can click on the show in Finder. See, this file got created. You can, if you double click on it, then see, you will be able to see the data of only Apple, right? Next option, so we saved a csv file, one in Google Drive, another in local system. Similarly, you can save it as a JSON file, and locally, let's say you want to save it as locally as a JSON file. Okay, then you can, okay, it is opening in Spider. Let me open in Finder. So in Finder, if you double click here, then it will open in VS Code. Oh, it is opening in Spider only JSON file, because I have selected that our JSON file should open in Spider only. So it will take some time Spider to open up. Meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll select another option. This is delimited by new line. Okay, Spider is opening. Okay, you can select this option as well. It will save in Google Drive. Okay, okay, I think yeah, it is opening Spider. I'll show you. Oh yeah, Google Drive delimited by new line. So see, this also got saved in our Google Drive. Okay, both are opening parallelly. See, in Google Drive. Okay, what is happening, guys? Yeah, no, this one not. This is for data science. This is another file. I'll show you in a while. See, in Google Drive, we open that JSON L file, right? Now, other option, you can save it in BigQuery as well. You can save it in BigSeed as well. So this is how you can save your result. Whatever result you fetch, whatever query you ran, you can save that result as well. Spider is spinning up. Okay, let me close this one, and again I'll open that JSON file for you, just to show you how that JSON file looks like. Okay, yeah, see, this JSON file got created. We saved it locally. So these are the methods by which you can save your result output. Okay, now one more thing is, this is save result. One more thing we are having is save query. Okay, so for example, you ran this query today, and let's say you ran another query. Let's say you did you do the group by. Okay, so what I'll write select. Let's say you want to group by brand wise. Okay, brand wise you want total number of records. So what I will mention brand, and count of star. I'll give alias as total count from table name. This will be my table name, so I'll mention here. Okay, from table name, then I'll write group by. I want to group by as brand wise. That's it. Semicolon, select, and press command enter. So it will show you brand wise total number of records. Okay, Apple is having total 9 number of records, Google is having only one, OnePlus is having 3. So you ran today. Now suppose tomorrow also you want the same query, or else let's say for some reason this tab closed, somebody closed this tab. Now you want to execute the same query again. Then what will happen, again you have to write it manually, right? So instead of writing manually, you can save this query, so that later when you come let's say today in the evening or night, let's say tomorrow you will come, after 1 month you will come, simply you can open that saved query and you can execute the same result, right? So what I'll do, I'll click on the save followed by the save query, and it will ask you for name. Let's say this is a product, right? So I'll mention product query. Okay, this is my product query. And visibility, this is personal. See, this interns 2020, I'm not the only one who is working on this interns 2020 project. Since I'm working in a company, so obviously along with me my other colleagues will also having the access for this interns 2020 project. Now if you want this query result, this query, you only want to see this, then you can keep visibility as personal. But if you want to be public so that everyone else will also see the result, then you can choose public. But I don't want to show anyone else, so I'll go with the personal visibility. Just click on this save, it will save a query for you. See, this name got changed. So suppose if I close this one, then don't be panic, guys. Already we have saved it. You can say check it from here. We have one this tab, saved query. Inside this we have save this product query. Either you can single click on it, or else you can open. Okay, it already opened. If let's say I'll close this one, then what you can do, you can open in a new tab as well. Okay, so now if you open this one, see, you will be having all the queries. If let's say if you are having, you have written thousand of queries, then you will be having thousand of query. No need to write manually again and again. Okay, so this was about save query. Now we are having save view as well. Okay, so you know the difference between save query and save view. Okay, save query is just you have written some query, then you want to save it to use it later. Save result was whatever query you faced. Let's say you faced only apple data, you want to save it somewhere. So in that case we are using save result. So there is difference. If someone will ask what is the difference between save result and save query, so this is the difference. You can tell them that save query, we are saving the query for later use, and save query, whatever query we return to execute the output, we can save those output into either csv file, json file, whatever, in drive or in locally. Now one more thing, we are having save view. So let's say you just executed this query. Okay, select. Okay, before that, see, this query I written in 2 lines. I can write it in 1 line as well. Okay, this is also correct. I can show you. I hit command enter, and it is giving me the required output. Now see, everything I have written in 1 line only. If I do the group by as well, I can mention in 1 line only. But you can format this query, and always guys format the query so that it look nicer. So how you can format? Just click on this more button followed by this format query. It will format your query. Now this is looking more attractive, right? So always try to write your code clean so that other will get understand what you have written and how you have written. Okay. So this is how you can format your query. Now let's go back to the topic. Now save view. So why we are creating the view, we are creating for security purpose. There is a myth. Some you will see heard like someone will say views are faster as compared to tables, but no, this is not the case. Views are not faster. Views we are using for security purpose. Let's say we are in this table, we are having four number of columns, and you don't want to show your other employee price. You don't want to show price to other employee. Okay, you can give access to this table, but you don't give access to see this price. So what you can do, you can exclude it, right? So you can write select star, then you can write except. BigQuery provides one method except. In except you can specify the column name which you don't want to show to the end users or to other employee or to interns. And let's say some interns join, you don't want to uh, uh, don't want interns to see all the columns. Some are let's say important, so you don't want to show them all. So you can write a query for this. Okay, you okay, let it, yeah, see, by using this method we hided this one price. Now you just give access to this table, whatever we saved it here. You give access to that intern or to other team. Let's say some are in finance department, let's say some are in hr department, they want to do some analysis on this table. So don't give all the column name. Okay, some are sensitive to us, right? So don't give all the column, just whatever column you want, you are thinking that this doesn't impact anything for security purpose, then you can mention that in except. You can hide those column, and you can create a view, and you can give access to that view, not that table, original table. You can give access to that view. So now if I click on save followed by this save view, it will create a view for us. It is asking for dataset. I'll give the same dataset, TVB. Okay, and specify the table name as well. So I'll mention table view. Okay, sorry, apple view, because I'm having data for only apple, so that is why I have mentioned apple. You can name it anything as you like. Just click on save. It will create a view inside your dataset. See, this is view, this is table. Logo is different, right? This icon is different. This is a view. So now if I open this view in a new tab, okay, so you will see the schema, but if you go to details, you will see number of records equals to 0. Why? See, views are virtual table. Views doesn't exist physically. Okay, table exists physically, and table will take. Okay, I'll open the table. We had that product category table, right? I'll open in new table, a new tab. See, this is my table. If you go to details, then you will see number of records. Okay, this table we created by drive, that is why it is not showing up here. Let's say I'll open some other table. Cars. In cars we are having data, I guess, right? I think yes, we are having some data. No, we don't have any data. Okay, I'll show you another table where I'm having some data. Let's say I'll open this product table in another data set. If you come here details, no, this is also not. Okay, 5 million data set. I think this I created using not drive, I think. Yeah, see here, if you see total number of rows as some amount of rows you are having, it is showing. But in the view, if you see, if you go to details tab, you will not see any of the rows, because this view does not exist uh, physically. This exists virtually. That is why it doesn't have any rows or any of the it will not take any of the memory, any of the storage. Okay, but if you do the select star, you will be able to see the results, see the data, see the records. Okay, I'll do select star from table name limit 1000. See, so we are having data, but it is not showing that views containing data, because view doesn't exist physically. View exists virtually. That is why. Okay, so that is why we are using views. Now you can give access. Okay, you can give this view access to that new intern or any other department. So this is one way of using view. So as you saw, instead of giving that real table name, you can give the view name to that intern. You can hide data, or else you can limit the data as well. For example, in your um, real table, you are having, let's say, millions of records, but you want to give access only 1000 number of records. Then what we can do, you can do limit. Okay, here you can add limit 1000, and then you can save as a view, and then you can give that view access to newly intern. Okay, so this is how and why we are creating views. And let's say here we created the view, right? Now, this option, save view as, suppose if you did some modification, let's say brand equals to Samsung, you mentioned, okay, you did some modification, then in that case, you can save view as, which means you can save another view for Samsung. Okay, so and see, Apple view already exists. Now this time we created for Samsung, right? So I'll mention Samsung here. So it will create a new view for Samsung, which will consist of only Samsung data. Okay, so if I open here, so it will show only Samsung data, not Apple data. Okay, so if I query here, because in details you will be able to see no data. Okay, let me show you. In details you will see number of records 0, and it doesn't contain any storage. But if you see here, if you do the select star, you will be able to see the data for Samsung brand. Okay, see, for Samsung we are having 7 number of records. So this was one way of creating views. Another way also I'll show you of creating views. We can write the query for creating views. Okay, here we have written brand equals to Samsung. Let's say we want Samsung OnePlus. Okay, no, let's say you want a product category, laptop data you want. Let's say product category equals to laptop. So I'll mention here where product category is equals to laptop. Okay. Okay, laptop, and this laptop would be of any brand, Apple, Samsung, or whatever. Now what I'll do, I'll write a query for it. So I'll write create view and the name of the view that will be inside the backtick as. So I'll write name of the view. So first I'll mention my project ID. Okay, so my project ID is interns 2020, followed by my dataset ID, followed by the view name. So view name, let's say laptop. Okay, laptop view. So it will create a view for laptop which will consist of only laptop data, product category. So okay, interns 2020, that is why it is showing as a dataset not found. It is not intern, it is interns 2020. So even if you want to format, you can format it. And now if you run this, it will create a new view named laptop view. Okay, you will see another view in a while. Okay, it is running. See, one new view got created. Now if I click on it, you will see in the details the number of rows would be 0, and also it will not consume any of the storage because it doesn't exist physically, it exists virtually. Okay, so now if I do select a star, we will be able to see only laptop data, only laptop. Okay, cool. See, only laptop. It is, I have Dell brand, Apple brand, Microsoft, Apple, and all. So I covered everything. Save query, save view, save view as. This also I covered. Save result and save query also I covered. Okay. Now, or till now, whatever we ran our query, we can check the history as well. Which query we ran at what time, that also we can check it out by clicking on this personal history. If you click on this personal history, you will be see that these many number of queries we uh, ran. If I click on this first query, you will be see that, see this query, this is the query. It will show what query we executed, and it will also show you the job ID. Okay, it will also show you the username. It will show the location as well, created time when we ran that query, at what time, on which date, start time, end time, duration, how much time it took to execute that query. It only took 0 seconds because BigQuery is very 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 fast. And how much byte it took to process that one. And whatever query we are executing in really BigQuery, we need to pay for that, right? So this is for MB, how much MB we utilized. And this is the destination table where we store that temporary table. See, whatever query we are writing, we are fetching some results, right? That it got automatically stored in temporary table. Okay, and we can change it as well. So let's say I'll open cars, not cars, product category. I think in products category we are having some data, right? So let me check it out. So what I'll do, yeah, I'll write select a star from table name. I don't want to limit, directly I can run product category. Okay, now here I can mention where brand is equals to let's say Apple. I'll run this one. I'll show you one thing, one good thing, very good thing. Okay, see, so we have fetched data for only Apple. So what do you guys think? These are coming, it's not storing anywhere, no, it is storing in temporary tables. You can always change your temporary tables as well. See, I'll show you how we can change our temporary tables. Simply just click on this more button. In more button, click on this query setting. In query setting, see, by default it is getting stored in temporary table. We can always change it. Name a dataset. My dataset will be same only, TVB. Yes, TVB. Okay, now this is a table ID. So table ID, I'll name it as temp results. Okay, this is my table ID, and here we have three options. Three radio buttons are there. So it will write if your table is empty. If your table is not empty, then it will not write. This will append. If your table is having some data, then it will append at the bottom. This will overwrite. So for example, if your data is having if your table is having some data, then what it will do, it will overwrite the data. It will replace your existing data, and it will insert the newly data. So first I'll go with the write if empty, means if there is empty table, then only it will write. If there is no empty, then it will throw an error, obviously. Then go with the default one. No need to worry about these options, just simply click on save. So if you see now, currently we don't have temporary, what I named it as temp result. Currently I don't have temp result table, right? So let me save it. Now also I don't have that temp result. Now if I execute this one, then at that time temp result table will get created, and in that table we will be having data for only Apple. Okay, okay, it ran, and now see temp results got created. I'll open in a new tab. I'll show you in a new tab what it consists of. Okay, so let's open in a new tab. So this is my temp result. If you go to details, you can see total number of rows are 9, and I'll show you in the preview. In the preview you can see what are the results we are having. See, we are having this. Now let's say this time if I select for Samsung, I want data for Samsung brand, let's say. Okay, so now what is it saying? Already exists. See, table already exists. Which table? The table which created temp result already executed. If you run this also you will get error. Don't run. If you are getting some error here, then try to resolve that error. Don't run blindly. Okay, since we are getting error, it is saying that table already exists. So either we can create a new table or else we can truncate the table. Why? Because we at that time we selected that insert table if it is empty, right? We selected that option. That is why we are not allowed to insert this data. So we have an option, either we can truncate this one, truncate the data from this table, then we can insert Samsung data. So for truncating, what we can do, we can write truncate table and the name of the table. This is how we can truncate the data. So it will truncate all the data. So currently we are having 9 number of records, so it will truncate all the 9 records. See, it removed 9 records. If you see, if you do the select star now, you will see 0 number of records because we truncated data just now, right? Sorry, select star from table name. So if I execute this, you will see 0 number of records. Currently we don't have any data, so it will show there is no data to display. Now if I execute this one for Samsung, if I run this one, then it will store inside this temp result. Okay, it ran. Now if I do the select star here, then we will be able to see the data for Samsung. Okay, this table will now consist of Samsung data. So this is how you can create a temporary table. Okay, you just know the logic behind the table where it is getting stored. Now this time you can select for you can try for append to table and override to table. Okay, these things I can't cover. If I cover, it will become a very long duration video, so I don't want that to happen. So guys, explore, you guys only explore this or these options, append to table and override to table. I already have covered the logic behind this, what it will do, and I'll ask you guys to do this. Okay, this is, let's say, your homework. So I'll cancel this one. Now next thing what I can do, I covered this format, query string also I covered. Translation. Okay, translation I can do. See, let's say you are a AWS user, or you are a Azure user, or you are a Teradata user, you are using Teradata. Okay, so for that you can translate your Teradata query into Google BigQuery. If you are Amazon Redshift user, okay, you are using Amazon Redshift, then you can translate your Amazon Redshift query into Google BigQuery. See, if you don't want to use this one, what you can do, you can come to Google. You can, let's say you have to select top 10 employees in Google BigQuery, let's say. So okay, first go to BigQuery, then only I'll explain you in better way. Let me open these things. Okay, yeah. Now the close this one. Let's go back to my product category table. Okay, now yes, product category table. Hmm. So this is my product category table. If I do select a star here, so we will be able to see 27 number of records here, right? So 27 number of records, right? Now suppose if you want to see only 10 number of records, then what we will do, we will do limit 10, right? So by this way we can see total 27. Now if I execute this one, if I run this one, now we will be having only 10 number of records. Okay, Now, since BigQuery supports SQL Server, MySQL, that is why we have mentioned limit 10. But we know in SQL Server, limit 10 doesn't supports. In Server, we have to write top 10, top 10 star. In Oracle, we are using row num. So some difference are there in all the DBs, we know. So limit will not work in SQL Server. In SQL Server, top 10 will work. So if I run this, I will get an error. See, this I'm getting an error because this top doesn't support it but in BigQuery, and this top we are using in Amazon Redshift as well. So in Redshift we are using top. So suppose you are a AWS user, there you have a habit of writing top top top, and currently you switch to Google BigQuery and you want to write query here. So if you write their Redshift query here, then obviously you will get an error. So how you can rectify this? Either you can search on Google, in a stack overflow you will find an answer, or else directly here only inbuilt option is there in Google BigQuery. You can use that method. How you can use that? See, click on this more button. First, go to translation setting. We will do the translation. By default Teradata is coming. We will select for Redshift, Amazon Redshift, and these are optional, so don't worry, don't click on any of the things. Reason, I'll go with the multi reason, you can go with the single reason. Simply I will click on save. Now again I'll click on this enable SQL translation. It will enable the translation for you. Click on this checkbox and confirm it. Okay, once you confirm, now see you will be having one new thing, that is translate. It showed you automatically some syntax. I'll delete these things. Now we have selected Redshift, but we can also switch to other like PostgreSQL, Presto, Snowflake, Spark SQL, Vertiga and all. So I'll explain you for Redshift. Other things you can explore it by your own. So in Redshift we are using select top. We are using top. Let's say 10. I want top 10 employees. Top 10 star from table name. So here table name, let's say product category. I want my table name, I want to fetch from this table. So from here I want to fetch top 10, sorry, star. Okay, this is in Redshift. We are using this syntax in Redshift. Okay, now if I want to translate into Google BigQuery, simply click on this translate button. It will translate. See, instead of top, BigQuery supports limit. Got it? Now this query you can copy and you can execute in another tab, or else you can execute here only. If you click on this run, okay, we are getting some error here. Dataset interns 2020.pbb was not found. Okay, it is in this tabs product category. Okay. This is case sensitive guys, so that is why we are getting error. Okay, now it is in green color. Now I can click on this run button, then we will be able to see top 10 number of records. Let's see top 10 number of records. So this is how you can translate. Either you are a Redshift user, or you are a let's say Netizer user, or you are a Hive. If you are using Hive, or you are using Spark as well, you can translate your query from that to Google BigQuery. And always you can check out the documentation as well. So translate query, right? Translate query into BigQuery. Okay, so yeah, so this link, you can always check out this Google documentation. Here you will see translation from migrate SQL, right? So you can migrate migration. If you open migration guide, here you can see Amazon Redshift. If you come to this SQL translation reference, then you will be able to see the difference between Redshift and BigQuery comparison we did. Here they have explained everything, the comparison in 64, float 64, everything they compared. They are Redshift we are using top, in Google BigQuery we are using limit. Similarly, lots and lots of differences are there, so you can always check from here. Similarly for Teradata, for Snowflake, for Oracle also you can check it from this documentation. This is a great documentation by Google. Okay, so I covered this as well. Let me close this one. Okay, I'll cover all the topics in BigQuery. Whatever topics we are having in BigQuery, I'll cover all the topics. Cool. Now, again, I'll open a new tab for this product category. I'll mention select star, limit 1000, let it be. Okay, cool. So now, what we can do, we can explore this data. We are having this data, we can explore the data. First, we will explore this data in Google Sheet. Exploring data means we will visualize the data. We have a lot of BI tools, business intelligence tool like Tableau, Power BI, Sisense, ClickView, ClickSense, and all. But visualization can be done in spreadsheet as well. Okay, earlier we were doing it in a spreadsheet only, in Excel only we were doing the visualization. Later these tools came and now we are using this BI tools. So see, this is in tabular format. I don't want to see this in tabular format. I will click on this chart button. So by clicking on this, we will be able to create a chart. It is asking me for in a new sheet or in the existing sheet. Obviously I'll do this in the new sheet. So I'll select a new sheet here. Now from chart type, you can select the chart, whatever chart you want, column, bar, pie, whatever. So I'll go with the columnar chart here. From axis, okay, you can select any of the axis you want. Let's say I want brand, I want a brand. And in series, okay, okay, fine, cool. Brand wise I got mm, yeah. Now in series, I'll select the price. So it will uh, before that, let me apply for it. Once we applied, yeah, see. So product wise, you can see the total price, okay, how much it cost. Like this, you can create a chart, you can create another chart as well. Okay, you can select any of the chart here: bar chart, pie chart, scatter chart, map chart. Okay, this way you can create just select the chart whatever you want, access specify the series. You want to filter, you can filter it out. This is how we can visualize the data in Excel sheet. Similarly, Google is also providing Looker Studio. Looker Studio is a product of Google, like Power BI is a product of Microsoft. Similarly, Looker Studio, earlier its name was Google Data Studio, but now they have renamed it as Looker Studio. Looker Studio is a product of Google. Since you are using GCP, so obviously you should use Looker Studio. So yes, so it is getting started. For the first time it will take some time, but later it will not take that much of time. So this is in Tableau. You can always create your own. How you can create, just you can either see, if you click here, you can change one sec. See, you can here give the dimension, name, product, price, metric, and all. You can give it from here. Or else if you want to create a new chart, then select here. Okay, add a new chart. You can select bar chart, pie chart. Let's say we will use this chart. Okay, so it is not working. One second. Okay, now click on this and click on this pie chart. See, pie chart came. Okay, just simply click on it one time. See, this is a very big topic. I'll explain you in another session. This is Looker Studio. It will take 3 to 4 hours to explain the Looker Studio. Okay, in the dimension, I can select product names. Okay, and price, I can select it. Okay, so let's simple click on it. And let's say you don't want, you want brand. So it will show the brand here. See, Microsoft 100%. If you want to by price wise, by metric sum, you what do you want? Price wise I want, and in ascending, descending, what do you want? You can explore it here. Okay, everything you can do it here. So this is how you can explore data in Looker Studio. Okay, say brand wise data came: Google, Sony, OnePlus, Microsoft, Samsung. Brand wise data came. Okay, rest all the things you can explore it here. I just gave an overview how you can explore the data. This is a very good thing. Okay, cool. We have explore these things. I also, you can use collab notebook since it's a paid version, so I'll not be showing this one. You can explore this out. Save result. I showed you how we can save the result. These things also I covered, this thing covered. Yeah, we can save it as well. One second. So yeah, so let's say again, I'll execute this one. I executed this one. Okay, we will get some data. Yeah, we got some data, right? And we will save it. Already I have saved someone, right? So suppose we have saved these things. These are views, these are tables you want to share with your colleagues. So what you can do, you can click on this three button. You can click on this get link. Okay, so it is getting created. A link will get created here. Link copied successfully. Now you can share this link with your colleague. Okay, this is how you can share the link with your colleague. And let's say you want to save this table, share this table as well. So you can click on this get link. Here you can get the link and you can share that with your colleagues. Okay, now let's say, no, I'll open product category only. Okay, now from here also you can share. Okay, so from here also you can add the principal, like this comes under, by the way, IAM topics, identity and access management. You can give what principal you want to give, role editor access you want to give, or which access you want to give. You can give it from here. This comes under security, so I'll not cover this session. Okay, now you can always export as well. Export with Seed, export with Looker Studio. Already I covered this one. Export things I covered. You can export this data in Google Sheet, which means you can visualize this as well here. So yeah, we have exported this one. It will take some time, but at the end it will get exported. See, it got exported here. You can export to Google Looker Studio as well. Okay, that is also covered. Delete, if you want to delete something, let's say I want to delete this view, so simply click on this, on three dot, and click on this delete button. So once you click on this but delete button, it will ask one more time whether you want to delete it or not. Yes, I want to delete it, so just type delete and click on this delete button, then Apple view will get be deleted. See, this got deleted. So this is how we can delete our tables, or we can delete our views. Even we can delete the dataset as well. The same way we can delete the dataset. And this refresh content is, for example, you did you some make some changes in table, you added some new records. Then for example, if it's not visible there, then always you can refresh it, then it will refresh all the tables and all the views there. Okay, now you can also create a copy for it. Let's say you have this, let's say cars table you are having. You want to create a copy whatever data it is having. Okay, let's say 1,000 number of records it is having, and you want to create a backup table for it, or copy. Then always you can click on this copy option, and you can give the name. See, already it came by default cars copy. You can select your project, your dataset ID, then it will create the same copy of your table. Then later you can delete the main table, or you can do whatever you want. So this is how we can copy a table from one table. Okay, so I don't want to copy, already I'm having. You can copy in another project as well. You can select, you can change the project from here, then you can copy that table. So for example, let's say in Viswa I am having one um, item ledger table. Okay, so let's open this item ledger table. Here you will not find, because we have not created empty table. That is why we will not be able to see that copy option. So if we created empty table, yeah, this table was created. Here we are having copy option, and I think we are having data as well. Let's hope. No, we don't have any data, so I can't show you. Okay, I think in the cars I'm having. Let's hope for that. Cars, yes, I'm having some data in cars. I'm having, although less number of records, but still I can copy it. So simply what I'll do, I'll copy, I'll give project as same as it is. Dataset I'll change. I want to give TVV. I want to store inside a TVV dataset. So this will be my dataset, and Cars copy, yeah, cars copy will be all right for me. This will be my table name. So I'll click on this copy button. So this table will be copied in my dataset, tvb dataset. Go to table. Okay, let's go to table. Yes, now see here, cars copy is there. So if I click here and if I go to preview, then we will be able to see the records. So this is how we can create a table as well. We can delete and we can create a snapshot as well. Okay, so these all are the things which we are having in BigQuery. Rest all you are having in SQL, that how to create a table, how to delete, how to truncate, how to drop a table, everything you are having in SQL. So all those things, you are aware. If you don't know, then you can always learn from here, or you can learn from any other websites. And I'll suggest just go through the documentation of Google if you want to learn more. So I don't think we are having anything else in BigQuery. So this was all about BigQuery. Later, if you want to delete your data set, you can always delete. I'm going to delete, by the way. So I'm going to delete this data set. I no longer needed this data set. That is why I deleted this. Even if you want to delete, you can delete the project ID, but don't delete this. Okay, whatever you created, you delete only those things. Don't delete any other things. Okay, this refresh button, you know how you can refresh it. If you have anything new, then you can refresh it. It's showing there is no data this data set, because we already deleted this database, sorry, data set. That is why we are getting an error. So guys, this was all about BigQuery. I hope you have learned so many things. If you found this video really helpful, then do like this video. And if you are new to this channel, then guys, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.